If you had to roll a perfect shot, you'd certainly want several of those.
Cal-Berkeley, as you see, leading by 58. They finished first in the Las Vegas Invitational in '78. Southwest Missouri, no stranger to titles. They won the National Collegiate Match Game Championship this year.
All of these players use a relaxed fingertip ball. Most of them use a 16-pound ball. They've said the condition has been very uniformed all week. Been very, very happy here. Just all the way around the ball. Good finger lift. Solid 8. What happens when you leave the 8 pin? Okay, how could it be any more perfect other than the fact when the ball hits the 1-3, the ball goes straight back. Watch the ball. No drive, chops the 5 straight off of the 8. Solid 8. If there is such a thing as a tap in bowling, I'd have to say the 8 pin, because it's a back row pin. All the pins are going toward it. The ball is going toward it. How do you leave it? Straight back, chop with the 5.
Same way when you back your car into a parking spot and you hit the pump, and you wonder how I hit it with all the gutter space showing.
That's right. Howard, aren't you impressed with the styles that we've seen today? And they're not rushing the foul line. They all have the deep knee bend. They all have the nice turn on the ball. As we said earlier, it goes back to junior programs and tournaments such as this, and gives them something to think about.
Brett McMahon, who struck in the first, is now up here in the 6th frame. He has another strike, and that was necessary. If Southwest Missouri State is going to make any run at all, it has to be with a string of strikes. They are now on a double. They've cut the margin slightly.
Look at the reaction. Happy.
They're 48 pins behind Southwest Missouri State.
Concentration. Waist high with the ball. Little relaxation there. Uses all the approach, 5 steps, but look at the knee bend. Came up with the ball just a little bit. Boy, their ball speed is terrific today.
You know, when you look at your opponent trying to develop some kind of momentum,
yes,
that is the way you stop the momentum, or it's what is known as a crowd quieter.
Absolutely.
Southwest Missouri State, here in the 7th. This is Tyler Jenkins.
He really twists it too, doesn't he? Oh, just a hair light. One board. One board. The 2-4-8.
What is the recommended eye contact for bowlers just starting out? Should they have eye contact with the dots 4 feet down the line, or the arrows?
Actually, the range finders, which are the arrows. Perfect. Cross lane, perfect. It's easier to hit an object closer to you than, say, 60 feet down the lane where the pin are.
Well, through 6 frames, University of California-Berkeley with a big lead of 51 pins. This is the case with other sports at the collegiate level. The polls are in evidence during the year.
A little bit slower. Good break.
7-10 split for Ray Salas. And in bowling on the collegiate level, that is the same.
Yes.
Arizona State's men and women's team finished number 1 in the polls this year. Go ahead.
The ball's a little bit slower here, and the ball really hooks at the end. The pin reaction's not as great. Almost the big 4. 2 pins take out the 4-6. Wham, there goes the 7. Very lucky to get out of a split.
Absolutely.
Cross lane for the 10 pin.
Got it. Started to say that Arizona State's men's and women's team both finished number 1 in the last poll.
Right.
Conducted just a couple of weeks ago by the Bowling Writers Association. Neither team made it to the finals. Penn State, the women's champion, finished 5th in the final poll. And University of California-Berkeley is 3rd.
Okay. Look at that pressure.
Solid ball.
Absolutely tremendous. When you blow the rack like that and the 5 pin goes into the 7, you have the side and the lift and the turn on that ball that you need, plus the correct ball speed. Take a little more time here, old Tommy. He's thinking this over, isn't he?
Southwest Missouri, still trailing by 51, can cut the margin with a double, but meanwhile they have to contend with Tommy Huey.
Pretty standard style, all these kids. They hold the ball just a little bit higher than waist high, and 4 or 5 step, and big, big knee bend. Just a little bit weak.
When you put the ball there, you expect all 10 to topple.
You do.
Sometimes they don't.
No, And there are so many varying factors in getting a strike. I mean, the pins have to react, the ball has to react, it has to be the right speed, the angle, the ball into the pins. I mean, you know, it's good if you leave a 10-pin. That's an easy spare, especially in this situation.
This young man's favorite bowler is the golden arm, Dick Weber.
Yeah. Well, he's built like Weber. We talk about the slight build, the 160 guy that averages, that's 5'9", you know, slight build and a straight arm swing. You don't have a big hip to get the ball by you.
Mark Hill.
Mark Hill. What a cutie he is.
This is necessary if they are going to make any rush at all. He needs to double.
Look at this double. Absolutely super.
No doubt.
What extension he has.
Well, they just shaved a whole mess of pins off the lead. They now trail it by 40, but at least they're still in it.
Look at his index finger spread out, and now he opens up his hand in the backswing. Watch him come all the way around the ball. He really puts a lift and turn on that. He wanted that strike, didn't he? And he got it.
So Tom Watson, the player coach of University of California-Berkeley, comes up in the 10th with his club trailing, or I should say leading, by 40 pins.
For as tall as he is, don't you like his style, the way he goes so slow and then this deep knee bend and really strokes the ball? Really wanted that one. And the pins just didn't react right for him. He's disappointed, but nonetheless, it was a tremendous shot.
Well, Cal Berkeley now with a conversion by Watson. As you see his concentration, look at it.
Just, you get yourself into that feeling, and you just let your body float, and look how nice he turns the ball. That's great. Throw 10 of those, you'd get 8 strikes. Whoa. Nice
almost rolled too
much. He sure did. He sure did, and he felt that.
Very dangerous.
That's what you call almost asleep.
The door has just been closed.
Hasn't the sportsmanship here been great? I mean, each team applauds the other team. When they're bowling a bad score, they don't want to see them bowl a bad score. They'd like them to get strikes. It's been tremendous. This will do it, won't it?
Well, it's all over.
It's all over.
Cal Berkeley was a potential 217. The best that Southwest Missouri can put together is 198.
We talk about closing frames. The second, third, and fourth were open for Missouri State. A little inside, 4-pin. You could see it coming, couldn't you?
216.
Absolutely beautiful. There they are, the champions.
And the sportsmanship is Southwest Missouri State University's players go over to congratulate University of California-Berkeley for put it away in the men's division.